listening to Behind the BS, episode 38, with special guest, The Riverbed. Enjoy. What's up, everyone? Mystic Mike here with Behind the BS, Behind the Broadcasting Software, and today's guest is The Riverbed. How you doing today, River?
Doing well, and how about you?
I am doing excellent. What I'll get to do first is get you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your stream.
All right, so I'm River, and I broadcast on the Riverbed. I'm a variety streamer. I stream about a little bit of everything. Hopefully down the road to be on a little bit of everything as well, whether it be PlayStation or Xbox, all fun jazz. The idea of the River is a place where people can come out, hang out, just have some fun, be casual. No stress, no hard times, and yeah.
Perfect. Too easy. Well, what we'll do first, I was going to ask you how you came up with the Riverbed, but you pretty much explained it right there, so that's awesome. What we'll get into next is the very first question. It's kind of my go-to one. What is your favorite go-to order at your favorite local restaurant?
It depends on when I'm eating out, but I don't eat out too often anymore, but let's see here.
I hear you.
I'm trying to remember the name of the restaurants too. There's this I used to work at this place called Granite City.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite dishes there probably had to have been, so I can keep my restaurant straight.
Because you used to cook too, didn't you?
Not for a restaurant unless you count Subway, but yeah, I've cooked it. I've cooked at a couple different places, fast food mostly.
Oh, okay.
Good Lord, it's been a long time since I've been out. I'd have to say probably there were a couple of burgers. They had this blue cheese bacon gorgonzola burger. I can't remember all was on it. It was just amazing. I can't remember what it was called anymore. They took off the menu a while back.
Sounds good.
That dish was amazing.
Oh, I bet, yeah. It sounds really good.
Yeah, just like nicely melted gorgonzola crumbled cheese over bacon, a nicely probably medium rare to medium cooked burger, of course, with see here what was on there. It has some kind of like a chipotle or mayo sauce on there.
I like the chipotle mayo sauce so much.
It is good.
Yeah, I think I put that on like everything if I could.
Yeah, peppercorn burger. That's what it was called. The peppercorn burger.
The peppercorn burger. Yes, that would be amazing. No, too easy. That sounds awesome. Next question we move on to. It's kind of a throwback one. If I was to ask you at age 5 what you wanted to be when you grew up, what would you have said?
At age 5, oh boy. Growing up, I always wanted to be a Major League Baseball player.
Oh, nice. I think it's the dream of a lot of American kids, though, right?
Yeah, probably true.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you ever play baseball as you were growing up at all, or?
It's, in the street, friends, siblings. Got a couple scrapes here and there, but it's nothing major.
Yeah. Okay, too easy. That's awesome. Next question. What is your favorite thing about streaming?
Probably just, for me, it's a way to have fun and relax for the most part. It's just so easy to broadcast. I'm on Xbox. Just a few button pushes and right there, and I got a whole community that's there to just have fun with me.
No, that's awesome. I love it. Next question. What would you say is the number one reason most people fail to make it streaming? And what advice would you give them? And when I say fail, I don't mean fail to make partner, but I mean they just kind of give up and get frustrated. What would you say is the most common reason people get like that?
Most common reason, just due to there's so many different kinds of streamers and so many different way things work out there, and obviously with every kind of streamer is going to take a different amount of time. I'd say it'd be just giving up too early and not having enough patience.
Yeah.
That was a hard way to look at it, but honestly speaking, if you don't have the patience to put in the time and the work to make the stream work, even when you have 0 viewers per month on end, it's just not going to work in the long run. You have to be willing to take the empty streaming and be awkward and learn from the awkwardness and then go from there.
No, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because that's the biggest thing is you do have to have patience because you are going to have days where you have nobody watching, or you might have 5, 10, 15, 30, 100 people watching. So yeah,
exactly.
Gotta have that patience for sure.
Exactly.
Now, for yourself, like when I grew up, for myself anyway, my father's the one who really got me into gaming. Like I can remember playing Super Mario Brothers on the old NES when it first came out, way back in the day, and that's what really got me into gaming, was playing that with my dad. And for yourself, who would you say, or what would you say, got you into gaming?
Similar. It would be my dad. Growing up, we didn't have very many games, at least not till a little later on in life. But the first games we had to have played were on the N64.
Oh, nice.
Played Donkey Kong Country,
Yes.
and I played Star Wars Racer. After that, there was a couple, Age of Empires and Total War games on the computer. That's about it. That's what I grew up on.
I mean, I forgot about the Racer one.
Oh, it was amazing. I actually found myself a copy. I just need to find an N64 to play on now. I found myself for a copy for like $3 to $6, and it's the first time I've seen it in over 15 years.
Well, I think, didn't they just recently release, like, know how they did the mini NES? I think they just did one for the N64 too, didn't they? Or they were about to. One of the two.
I haven't heard of it yet, but then I've been a little out of the loop for a little while here.
Oh yeah, I'll have to look it up after. But I think they're releasing one with like a bunch of games with it as well, like they did with the NES. I think they're doing the same with the 64. I know they just did it with the Sega as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those Sega games, man, I remember playing those so much. Sonic, 7-Up, like it was
I was
awesome.
not fortunate to have grown up playing those, but I have had the privilege of playing them in my older age, here and there.
Hey, my son still once in a while will jump on and play the Sega, and he'll play like a 7-Up and Sonic. And he loves Sonic, and I'm kind of glad, because I think they're remastering it for Xbox, are they not? Pretty sure.
Sonic? I'm not
So.
sure. If they are, I'd be slightly surprised and slightly happy, because Sonic has some really good games and some really bad games.
Yeah, as long as they did like the first two, I think it'd be fine. After that, it kind of went downhill.
Yeah. I grew up on one Sonic game on the GameCube. I can't remember what it was anymore. It was okay.
Oh, nice. Next question has to do with your off-stream hobbies and that. What kind of hobbies do you do off-stream, and how did you get into them?
Off stream, I have a variety. Biggest ones probably though, I like to practice, as I put in the Arts of Illusion and Deception, or in other words, magic. I've always liked the idea of messing around with sleight of hand and just having fun with it. It's a fun way to use your hands. I'm not very well with eye-hand coordination normally, but this is an area where I actually do pretty well. And the other would be music. I've always had an ear for music. My mom, growing up, tried to have me do piano for a long time.
Yeah.
Didn't work out too well. I'm more of a hobbyist than make me take lessons every day, every week. But I, however, really liked playing guitar and almost anything stringed. Nowadays, I can almost pick up a stringed instrument or just any instrument almost and play something by ear nearly first try. I just love music.
Oh, nice. How come you've never thought about? Have you thought about streaming that at all? Like, it's really big on Mixer too.
I've thought about it a little bit. The problem is I'm a little bit rusty, and B, I'm not very good in front of crowds when it comes to music. as odd as I say, I play video games for crowds. I think music would be the same thing. I just, for some reason, not. Down the road, I do want to privately record it and then release it that way, but
That'd be good, yeah.
I've never been good at playing in front of more than maybe one or two people at a time. Any larger, it gets a little bit.
We'll have to get your wife one time to just secretly turn it on and broadcast while you're playing.
She would love that, probably.
Get you over the fear.
I bet she would follow up on that.
We'll have to talk to her after then and be like, next time he's playing guitar, just secretly put a camera on him and make him go live. I know, like, I watched, I don't know if you've ever seen Jordan Lane on Mixer. She plays guitar like a lot.
Sounds familiar.
Oh, she is amazing too. Like, I'll sometimes when I'm just working on my computer, I'll just throw her up, and because it's nice background music to listen to while I'm doing stuff, opposed to like the generic radio music. It's like, I don't know. I love it. I love nothing like acoustic.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll share you her link after, because she's really good. And I was actually watching her earlier today as well, as I was messing around this morning.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yes. Next question. If you could be doing anything besides what you're doing right now, what would you be doing and why?
That's a hard one.
Anything at all. No limitations whatsoever.
No limitations whatsoever.
Yeah.
Jump 10 years in the future from where I'm going on the current path I'm on.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think the biggest thing in my situation I would change right now is trying to find a good job that can actually, hold down. I had a couple jobs in the past, but one job decided that they were going to kind of throw policy or convenience, I guess, out the window.
Yeah.
And decided my availability it didn't matter since it was holidays and screw over my other job.
Yeah.
Which I decided wasn't right, even though my other job was seasonal. I decided my other job had done nothing wrong to warrant not coming in for scheduled shifts. So I told my other job, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And they threatened to fire me. So I ended up losing that job due to wanting to do what was right.
Yeah.
And my other job being seasonal didn't turn out to last too long either, to the fact that our closest location other than that one had closed down. And a lot of employees can't come over. So our seasonal staff got dismissed pretty quickly.
Oh, no. Sucks.
So I think the one thing I'd do different is trying to find is to have found a different job, maybe even steered outside of a restaurant a little sooner. I have been in a restaurant for a little too long now. But we'll see.
No, sounds good. Next question. When it comes to streaming, we know trolls and negativity, it's bound to happen. For yourself, what do you do when you're confronted with such things? And what advice would you give others to help them kind of get over it?
Depends on the troll and what's going on. There are a lot of trolls out there. They're very hard to deal with depending on what's going on. Some people are just attention seekers. Some people are just, trying to have fun and they cross a line. And some people are just don't care. And then there's obviously the people that actually come in with problems that you think they're trolling and they are really, looking for someone to just listen. So you have to find the balance between finding out what's okay to be on your stream, obviously taking into account
TOS and all that.
Yeah, where you're at and who you're broadcasting for. Mm-hmm. For me, if I'm usually on 18 plus channel, I'll let most things slide. If it's something that's not okay, I give it a one-time warning. If it's, not outrageous. Yeah. 3-time warnings for remind yourself like, hey, you're just, it's 18 plus, whatever, going to slide. I'm going to give you 3 warnings, but I guess my best advice is just to set some rules ahead of time, knowing that there's going to be trolls. Go in knowing that there are cases where you need to just sit there and listen. Some people are, need someone to listen to their problems, and other people are going to take those same kind of issues and use it as a way to get attention.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
So you have to be careful to balance between the difference of helping someone and someone, coming in just lambasting you and going, yeah, it's not okay.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not an easy situation to handle.
No, it really isn't. It's like you said, we don't know what that person's going through. I mean, they could be doing it just to get a rise out of you and recording it for like a YouTube series or something else.
Oh yeah.
Or they could be having a really bad day, and they find it easier to take it out on someone who's not around them, and you can easily turn their day around by responding a certain way and make them into a lifelong regular /follower / mixer family.
Yeah. And you have to realize that some people just are going to say things because they don't like what you're doing. Like, I used to broadcast Fortnite. Not my favoriteest time, but I used to. Mm-hmm. And when I stopped broadcasting it, just to the fact that I was, done Fortnite, kind of finished at the end of the season. I had been leading up to people telling that it was probably my last. I would play very little. Probably a few weeks after I'd stopped, I had a kid come to my stream and asked me to play, and said, no, I'm broadcasting this right now, and basically told me that he hated me and left. Apologized later, said he has a temper issue, but it's like, whatever. If you hate me, you hate me. I don't know you personally. There's nothing you do. So
yeah, and something like that. They hate you just because you don't like a game. And hate's such a strong word to throw around.
Or just because I wouldn't play the game, not because I didn't like the game necessarily, but because I wouldn't play it at that exact moment.
That's one thing people don't understand, and that's kind of one of my goals of this podcast is like people gotta understand we're not just one-trick ponies where we just turn on and play games. Like we're putting out content, we're putting out entertainment. We have to change our games up, because if you're always playing the same game over and over, it's going to get
It's really
stale
boring.
and get
Absolutely.
really boring. And not only that, but we're not an on-demand gaming service. We game what we want to game. It's our show. We're going to run it the
Yeah.
way we want.
Exactly. Like, I understand there's people like Ninja out there where they've made their name in these games.
Yep.
But even Ninja, you'll see him, whether it's off stream or whether it's even on stream, he'll dabble in other games.
Yep.
Granted, due to the fact that he's getting paid so well, he tends to stay in the same genre, but he's
Yeah.
still playing his game, his style. He deals with situations his way.
Yep.
Also, he has things where, he plays with gamers he chooses to play with. A streamer has their set of ways of doing things. Every streamer's going to have a different way. A variety streamer, me, I get bored of playing the same game over and over and over and over. If
Yeah.
I there's some games where I can get really good and play forever. There's other games where, they're fun, decent. But if I play for 8 months on end, I'm going to be never picking the game up again. So it's better to take a bit of a sabbatical, to put into words, and come back to it at a later point.
Oh, exactly. Oh, I like that. Next question. As streamers, we have the ability to influence or change the lives of some of our views for good. Kind of goes back to the last question almost. For yourself, when you stream, how do you plan to improve or change the lives of viewers? You need to get that. Oh,
Sorry. When I stream, how do I try to change the can you repeat the question? My bad.
yeah, no worries. Basically, how do you plan to improve or change the lives of viewers as they come in? Like, what are your intentions, like when you stream, like to make sure they have a positive outcome rather than? I mean, I'm not gonna ask anyone what do you do to negatively affect someone, because hopefully that's no one's goal. But
Of course.
to at least positively affect someone. How do you plan to do that as you stream?
That's a good question. I'd say this again depends on the situation. As a whole, again, as Riverbit's all about having fun, laying back, relaxing. When people come in, I have this thing. The streamer says, "Sit back, relax, grab a drink, and have some fun." I think people really especially in this common day and age, especially my culture where I'm personally at. I know other cultures may not be the same.
Yep.
A lot of people are very uptight and very up and out about things.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
that's right.
But when it comes to different situations, I've had times though. I had a past where I struggled with depression and borderline suicidal tendencies. Not a past I'm proud of, but I'm glad I made it through it and or struggled along. I still have issues with it, but
Yeah.
And like
I like to think that there are occasions where I can use that and help people. I've actually had a few people in my broadcast or other people's broadcasts where
he's in the middle of an interview.
I've been able to kind of talk to people and steer them away from making a decision that they would ultimately regret.
Yeah.
Never easy. A lot of times it takes being willing to take about your past in a way that's very, very personal.
Yep. Oh,
When
definitely.
people can see that people do care out there and that people understand you, it can really help.
Yeah.
So I'd say to all streamers, if you have something in your past that you're not comfortable sharing, I understand that. But if there's ever a point in your life down the road where you find someone who has a similar situation and you see them walking down the same path that you walked, if you can find it in you to open up and talk to at least that one person,
Yeah.
you may not see it, but that can have repercussional values in ways you'll never foresee.
Oh,
And
exactly.
it can be so amazing. It just takes a little bit of opening yourself up in a way that you really, really don't want to.
Yeah, 100%. Because it is, especially when it comes to mental health issues, it's one of those topics that it's got a history of having bad stigma that it's bad to talk about it, which we both know it's not. Like, I know it took me a long time. Like, I mean, it took me almost 10 years before I really opened up about it. And it's one of the things that's hard. And now it's easier now for me to be like, oh, it's easy to talk about it now because I finally opened up and talked about it. But it's trying to get that to other people. Like, hey, you're not alone. There are a lot of people suffering. Like, I can't remember the stats, but I think it's like 1 in 5 men suffer from some sort of mental illness. Men have a higher suicide tendency rate as well, due to the fact that we don't talk about our issues. And
Yeah.
I think it's good if we, like, especially as males, can help other people out and talk to them and
Absolutely.
break that stigma.
And honestly, I'm still in that phase where I prefer not to talk about it. I'm still in the phase where I tend to hold up and hide everything.
Yeah.
But the only reason I do is because I've come to that realization that my helping someone could save a life. And I'd rather get past my stuck up self and pride and be able to share with at least that one person. Maybe not the whole world, but at least that one person.
And that's all. I mean, that one person, that it's like they say the butterfly effect or whatever. One little, you throw a rock and creates one ripple that creates another ripple and goes on and on and on and on. So you might help him or her, and then they're going to turn around maybe and be able to help someone else. And then saving that one person might have saved like 30, 40 other people. You never know.
Exactly. You never know.
Yep. Next question. Who would you say was your initial inspiration to start streaming, or what was your initial inspiration to start streaming?
That I'm not fairly sure. It's been a little while now. I have to say, as I start getting along, I'm still in that early phase. I definitely did start looking at some different streamers and kind of seeing what they did, seeing how they set up their channels, and taking ideas from it, and then kind of melding it into my own ideas.
Yep.
If I had to mention, let's see here, 3 streamers. There'd be there was your channel, actually, was one of them. When I first started watching you, I really liked what you're doing. You're very casual, not one of the streamers that demand everyone played their way when playing multiplayer games, and you just were there to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there were 2 other channels I used to watch. Was Mike Kells and then Banjo Slaughter. There were a couple cool guys, just had fun laying back, and again. And then there are other channels as well, but those are the first 3 channels that come to mind that really kind of inspired the way I wanted to go. I already knew how I wanted to go, but it just helped me see a way to do it.
Nice. I like that. And Kel's, he goes by Kelborn now or something like that, right? Is that the one?
Sounds familiar, I think.
Yeah. Like he's got like a kind of a goatee, and he always does the anti-cat videos.
It's been a while.
Oh, okay.
But it sounds familiar. I think when was the last time I saw him playing? Was
because I think his name used to be like Dash Kel's Dash. Was it him?
That sounds super familiar. I think it might have been. It's been a while since I've seen a stream.
I think he recently changed it because he's part of iMixer as well. He's one of the staff as well on there. He's a pretty cool dude. I like watching him as well. He's got a lot of funny takes on things.
He does.
Yeah.
And Banjo Slaughter was part of a different group. I think he was part of what group was it? The Shed. That's what they call themselves.
Yeah. I've heard of it. They do like 3D printing and stuff like that too.
Nice. And I think one of the earlier games I saw him playing was Subnautica. That's a good. He realizes he has a bit of a temper when it comes to first-person shooters, like a lot of gamers do. Yep. And realizes right from the start, like, it's not a game for me, especially not on stream. We're gonna go with some of these other games I really enjoyed. He'll play like Farming Simulator, other survival style games, and it's just really fun to watch that different style you don't see very often on Mixer.
Oh, exactly. I find a lot of they're getting pretty big too. Some of those survival games now, and even with some of the bigger name streamers as well. Like they're starting to get into like 7 Days to Die, and I've even seen. I think it was like it was Argonaut was playing. I think it was State of Decay the one day. Like he's starting to change things up from the Fortnite or the BR genre, which is I know what he's known for.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, it's been awesome. Next question. What are some games that you're currently playing right now, both on stream or off stream?
Let's see here. On stream, I've been playing a bit of modded Skyrim right now.
Yep.
And then the other couple games I run into on a common basis are probably Siege, Rocket League. What am I missing? Siege, Rocket League, Skyrim. I'm missing something. I used to do a lot of Call of Duty, but my Xbox has since been having some issues, so that's kind of on hold.
The Blackout, or just like a regular multiplayer?
Anything and everything.
Anything and everything.
Yeah, but once I get a job still, I'm going to get a new Xbox. I'm hoping to get back to my Call of Duty roots. obviously, we keep Skyrim and all other jazz in there.
Yeah.
They've really become fun for me. I've never thought I'd enjoy Rocket League so much.
Me neither. Playing it with you guys there those few times, like I had a lot of fun, and
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think I would.
It's not very fun on your own, but in a group, it can be really dope.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely. I think that's what makes it fun because I've tried it a few times on my own or with like one other person, and I'm like, oh, it's all right. But when we have like the full team of us going, it's a lot of fun. The banter and the trash talking going.
Yeah, it is. Especially because, you know, among much of the group of guys that know it's just trash talk. There's no harm foul meant.
Yeah.
Whereas usually when you get into Rocket League, there's just a lot of foul trash talk going on. It's, you know, meant to be a foul.
One time when we had them like just spamming us, and then we went on a tear and like beat them 3 in a row after they were trash talking, calling us the Patriots and everything.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Next question. Are you currently watching any new streamers? And if so, who are they? And what do you like about them?
New streamers?
Yeah, like anyone new you started watching recently?
Honestly, I've been trying to keep my eye out for some new streamers. With my sleep schedule, I've been more often than not kind of asleep most of the time, not broadcasting. Let me think here. I'm not quite sure. One thing I do like to do, especially when I'm, you know, awake long enough, I like to go into the up and coming streamers and try to find someone who's playing something similar to me or style and check people out there as a way of hosting people more often than not.
No one knew like recently that you just stopped in and that you're making a habit to visit more often.
Not as of yet that I can think of.
You gotta get out there and do it.
Yeah, I do. I do need to get back into checking people out again more often and sticking around a little longer.
Well, I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to ask you a week from today if you met anyone new.
All right.
All right.
Do. I'll try to find someone by then.
All right.
And I'll find a good reason why.
Okay, perfect. Next question. It's kind of a deep one. Not really deep, but what would you consider to be your deepest fear? This can either be with streaming or just in life in general.
My deepest fear?
Yes.
Ooh. Honestly, this is probably one of my areas of life that I probably don't halfway know completely, as I've locked a lot of my life away from not only others but myself. So let's see here. Fears.
I mean, it could be anything, like anything silly, like snakes, dogs, stuff like that as well.
Oh no, I love snakes. They taste good.
Ugh. I would eat one. I would want to be near one though.
But since we're on that topic, that's actually an easy one for me. Actually, now that I think about it fear-wise, I am not phobically afraid of, but I don't like most spiders. I like tarantulas. Any other spiders, no. And I absolutely cannot stand ants. I could even be seeing a sugar ant on the counter, and I'll freak out and smash the counter to bits.
Have you ever seen a camel spider?
A camel spider? I don't believe so. No.
Oh, look them up. They're not technically a spider, but they're part of the ant family, but they're called a camel spider. And like, look them up. We had like when I was in Afghanistan, we used to have a pet one that we kept in like a little aquarium that we caught, and they're you don't like ants and you don't like most spiders. That thing there will probably give you
I don't
nightmares.
like most spiders. I don't like ants. Like I said, the big reason for ants is because of I lived down in Texas for a time and we had fire ants.
Oh, yep.
After the first bite, I had never liked them again. And the other thing, there's one other bug I really don't like. Actually, woke up screaming one night. The first time I saw these bugs, woke up screaming with nightmares 3 times in a row. They're called borers. They're a type of beetle that basically finish off dying trees.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the specific breed we had looked like a combination of, as the way I saw it at the time as a young kid, a wasp mixed with kind of hints of spider and ant and obviously beetle all together. It was just, the worst combination of bugs parts onto one thing that just was plain freaky. I woke up 3 times screaming that night.
Oh God. Yeah, no, I don't think I'd be able to sleep knowing something like that's around me.
Yeah, no. Especially when they're, usually when they are on your tree out there, they're not just 1 or 2. It's usually
a bunch.
40, 50 plus.
Yeah. You
hundreds
can hear
of
them too, right? Those are the ones that you can hear eating. Or, like,
I
not
don't
eating,
remember.
but like they're doing, like you can just hear them, like they're, it's like a soft, like
Yeah.
chewing.
I honestly don't remember. I would not be too surprised just because of how strong their bite is.
Yeah.
But I didn't take time to really pay much attention to them. All I knew is that they freaked me out.
You're too
I
busy
woke up three
screaming.
times. Like I said, I woke up 3 times that night. I woke up screaming. One time I thought my sister was on a tree, woke up screaming, yelling at her to get out from under. Another time I thought I was, for some reason, sleeping under the tree and that they're dropping down onto my blanket that I had on top of me. Woke up screaming, shoved the thing off for me. I can't remember what the third dream was. Either way, was not happy.
Was not, you know, like that, yeah. Next, we'll move on to the next question. Next one is kind of a fun one. If a genie was to grant you 3 wishes right now, what would you wish for and why?
3 wishes right now. What would I wish for?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect health.
Yep.
Reasoning being, I do not have perfect health at all. It could be really annoying. Number 2. I'd say I didn't want to take the entirely easy route. I'd say a new house and a job rolled into one wish if possible.
Yep.
Due to the fact that I would want to take care of my family and want to move forward with the streaming career. I actually have some other careers alongside that I want to do. But I think really the idea of just getting a job and having something get me started
Yeah.
is the key I'm missing right now. And the third wish, if I was in a house already, why not go with a nice with my dream office setup, man cave, gaming room, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Why not, right? You already got the nice house. Might as well get the nice streaming/gaming room.
Exactly. I mean, my ideal streaming / gaming room is the ultimate geek nerds, whatever you want to call it. You know, heaven. And it would be it's what I plan on eventually doing. All the careers I have in mind would end up taking place inside this office, and including my broadcasting career.
Oh, nice.
So,
no, I like it. Those are great wishes. Not too like over the top, like just perfect, just enough to like set you up.
Exactly. Life's no fun if you don't work for it to an extent.
Exactly. Yeah. If it's all handed
A
to
genie
you.
granting me a house and a job and all that, this seems a little bit cheating, but hey, if there's a genie, why not go all out?
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
not too all out that you're going to go, life is boring.
Yeah. That's like I've had like people like be unlimited money, health, and this and that, and I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. But then you get so bored after a while.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you had
Hope I
unlimited
understand,
money, you could
but-
do everything you want, and I guess you wouldn't
Yeah.
really be bored.
Well,
It just wouldn't be the
I don't
same.
know.
It wouldn't feel earned.
exactly. Unlimited money would basically be, I might as well just go live in Gotham and start living
Be Batman.
life. Well, not I would say Batman necessarily, but say maybe Falcone or something.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to be a bad guy, but living it up, you know.
Yeah.
When
No,
I think Falcone in a slightly good light, which is really hard to do.
Yeah.
That's the way you gotta see it. He's living it up.
Yeah. He's lifting it up. He's just doing it at the expense of others.
Yeah, it says that
Whereas
there,
you
but-
wouldn't be doing it that way.
Yeah, hopefully not. I sure hope not.
Yeah, I hope not. Last question. If you could go back to when you first started streaming, what would you tell yourself and why? Knowing what you know now.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I'd probably say when I first started, I probably told myself along the lines to, well, I can understand having a weird schedule now where I'm at right now, and my hours are shifting around with life happening. And I'd say when I was younger, when I first started, I was just kind of, I had probably an hour, 2 hour sessions here and there. If I remember correctly, it's been so long that I really don't remember.
Yeah.
But taking the time to actually, put it in versus, waiting a few months and going, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
And then jumping in full force probably a few months after that. I think that if I'd started right when I opened up Mixer account and kind of started thinking about it, I may have been, just a little bit further where I'm at right now.
A little bit further.
Not
Yeah.
much, but just a little bit. I may have learned a few better tips and tricks at this point where I'm right now where I'm at. I think I'm starting to get to that point where I'm learning those tips and tricks and going, oh, maybe I should work on that a little better. For instance, I know a lot of people say when you're streaming, whether it's on your channel or not, you should always be talking.
Yeah.
That's a hard one for me. That one cuts close to the heart.
It is so hard to do. I remember when I first started, like I literally would take like one of my son's teddy bears and put it beside the camera, and I would just talk to the teddy bear. And I even made it a habit that when I wasn't streaming, just to get used to it, when I was gaming, I would still describe what I was doing out loud. And which my wife thought I was out to lunch, but I'm like, there's a method to the madness. I'm not just talking to myself. I'm training myself.
I do that nowadays a little bit. I'm at the point where I'm starting to go, wait a minute, what did I just talk to myself? I'm not even streaming. What am I doing?
Yeah.
But the way I try to go about it is not so much as if I was talking to someone, but if I was talking in a way that you're ready to post a recorded YouTube video or something.
Yeah.
It's still hard to do. It's not there. Because obviously with YouTube video, you're doing a lot of editing and such.
Yeah.
The Mixer live stream, there's no editing. You're seeing the raw, uncut truth.
Yep.
So it's different.
Oh, totally. That's all. Like I like doing YouTube videos too, but it is like it's not like I can just turn it on, record it. Now I have to like turn it on, record it. I have to make sure everything's perfect. It's like, oh, I screwed up. Now I got to restart this part. Oh, I got to edit this out, and it's just like it turns into like where you stream, like you do your 3 hours and you're done. You're like, cool, that was good. I don't have to really go back and do anything. It's just it's there, it's done. But making a YouTube video, you might record 3 hours and then spend like another like 10 hours editing it just to get rid of like those dead spaces or get rid of the times where you're like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, 3, 2, 1, cut this part out, starting now, boom, and then go.
Yeah, and you end up and half the time you end up with only 30 minutes in end running too.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
No, that's awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have. Is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't ask you, or anything you'd like to add or talk about before we get all your links?
Not that I can think of.
All right, too. I think what I'll get you to do then right now is get you to drop any links you want to share: Mixer, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, DLive, anything like that. I'll also link them in the description as well. And then, yeah.
All right. Well, as you all heard earlier, my channel is called The Riverbed. On Mixer, it's just, mixer.com/the_river_bed. And the other big one, I guess, would be Twitter. My user tag is just the_riverbed. And that's really the important ones in this case.
Okay, too easy. And when do you normally stream? Oh, I guess you're kind of on a weird schedule right now, right?
Yeah. As of recent, and this may not be the case tonight because my wife's home with my birthday and all fun stuff. But
that's right. Yes, happy birthday again.
Thank you. I've been streaming a lot between 10 p.m. Central Standard Time and 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. On a more regular day, probably closer between, I'd be doing like especially if I had a job, let's say get home from work around 5:30, I'd probably go 5:30 to 8, and then 10 to 2 or something like that. Obviously Central Standard Time.
Yeah, Central. Okay, yeah. Which is probably why I keep missing you, because you're streaming so late. With the baby now, I'm like in bed. I feel like an old man again.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, especially like I said, if I can get a job that will obviously fix. I'll have to force my sleep schedule to fix a little bit. I actually might be fixing it tonight. Like I said, I've been up quite a while.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll go to bed at a similar reasonable time tonight, and I'll have a slightly more reasonable. And until I get a job, obviously I'll be streaming even morning hours.
Okay, too easy. Well, again, thank you very much for being a guest. I really appreciate it. And thanks everyone for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember to check out River at mixer.com/the_river_bed. And later, guys. This concludes another episode of Behind the BS, Behind the Broadcasting Software. Please like and subscribe to be notified when the next episode drops. To find out how you could become a guest on Behind the BS, please email info@behindthebs.net or follow us on Twitter at @behind_BS. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Peace and love.